Hello and welcome to Business Trends for today with me, Tolu Ajayi. Recently, I caught up with the Lagos State Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Prince Rotimi Ogunleye. We discussed issues ranging from harmonized inspection to Lagos State industrial policy, among other germane issues. Here is the first part of that interview. Commissioner for Commerce, Industries and Cooperatives in Lagos State, Prince Rotimi Ogunleye, I want to say a very big thank you for joining the program this afternoon.
Thank you.
Now, let me start by asking you, how would you describe or, kind of appraise the activities of your ministry in the year 2016?
Yes, thank you. In 2016, we were able to do quite a number of things in line with the mandate of the ministry, which is to create an enabling environment for operators at the micro and the macro levels. And in that respect, we were able to, for example, give visibility to operators in the micro, small and medium scale enterprises subsector, in terms of creating the first micro, small and medium scale enterprises fair, which will package solely for the MSME subsector, wherein they had the opportunity of displaying their goods and thereby giving them visibility and engendering patronage from people that came to the fair. And for the first time, we were able to put them online through our collaboration with Kunga, the online shopping mall, which listed the micro operators on their platform. And again, there was the opportunity of the Lagos International Trade Fair, where we put up a pavilion, Lagos Pavilion, and sponsored quite a number of operators in this subsector to display their wares there. Then at the general level, we were able to start the implementation of the harmonized inspection scheme, which is what the organized private sector actually wanted. Before that, about 4 agencies of government, Lagos State government, used to go to the various factories at different times, and the organized private sector had been complaining about this, which they termed to be multiple inspection by the same government. So we were able to harmonize the activities of these 4 agencies of Lagos State government that are saddled with the responsibility of inspecting factories. So they now go out under one umbrella. We started that in 2016, and we've been receiving commendations from the OPS, which shows that we are really executing a mandate in terms of creating a wholesome environment for the organized private sector and all operators in the economy. Then in 2016 again, we were able to implement a portion of our responsibility that has been in the law, as the auctioneers law of Lagos State, by creating a platform to really license auctioneers, not only licensing them but making them to operate at a more professional level. Auctioneering business globally is a good source of transaction. The volume of transactions that are done in auctioneering globally is huge, It could be the prize asset of a celebrity, a Nobel laureate. We had recently in Nigeria of the guitar of one of our top musicians, King Sunny Ade, being auctioned for millions of naira. So auctioneering, apart from being the tool by which people will get judgments in courts, get the fruit of their judgment realized through auctioning of maybe the judgment debtor's property. There are a lot of other areas that auctioneers are called to service, and in UK, in Europe, it's quite a huge business, and the law empowers this ministry to license them in Lagos State, to professionalize the activities and to ensure that it's only the professionals that are there. So we've been able to activate that portion of the law for the first time in 2016. And the various stakeholders in the auctioneering business, we've met them here, and they are quite happy that sanity will prevail in their operations, and because the law prescribes the academic requirement for those that will be involved in auctioneering. It's not just for anybody. So we've been able to activate that, and we are giving those who qualify under the law the license. And the people that are operating there, quite a number of people, of professionals, they're trained abroad. We've met them here, and they are quite happy about it. So these are some of the things we've done in 2016. And particularly in our free zone, the Lekki free zone, where we have huge number of investors coming in, and there's an upscale of activities there. We've been able to put in place a peaceful atmosphere by settling the various compensatory responsibilities of government there. We've paid compensation to the various communities, and we put in place a kind of a mechanism, the resettlement committees, of which the membership derives straight from the communities. They are democratically elected by people of those communities, and this resettlement committee, they act as a go-between between us in government and the respective communities to ensure that there is peace in that place, because they regularly meet with us, and through them we listen to the community members, and they also pass our messages across, because when investments come to the communities, the environment must be investor friendly, because it's a symbiotic relationship between the investor and the community, the host community. So there should be a friendly atmosphere, and that's what we've been able to create with the resettlement committees, which we put in place late last year. The members were sworn in, and the various communities, they were all here, and they were happy that for once we've built a permanent bridge that should be between the communities and the governments on the one hand, and between the communities and the investors on the other hand.
Now, having identified what we would describe as the high points of activities in your ministry, what key areas you think you would like to improve upon that you probably didn't as much as you would have loved to touch in the outgone year?
You know, when you make projection in terms of budget estimates, at the beginning of a year when you do budgets, there are estimates, there are projections. You highlight quite a number of things that you want to do, and in the course of implementation, one reason or the other, because you have to allocate resources, you may not be able to accomplish everything 100%. But as our budget has shown, the budget of the state itself, 662.588 billion budget of Lagos State, we've been able to achieve over 80% performance, and that is quite good in any economy. If you are able to achieve to that level, that means you are really on the right path. So, but developmental processes, are continuing, and you continue to progress and to put in place the various programs that you have. For example, we had the intention of actually developing our industrial parks. We have two in each of the three divisions of Ikorodu, Badagry, and Lekki. Industrial parks and enterprise zones we have in those three divisions.
Let us also hear from you. What are the key points of the Lagos State industrial policy that is now being implemented?
The key point of Lagos State industrial policy is to create that platform for entrepreneurs to be able to produce basically non-oil, so that we widen the economic base and redirect our economy from bringing mono products, so that we have a whole range of products that can compete, and by that not only creating import substitution, but also being able to export and earn foreign exchange. From what we have seen on the downward pressure on the Naira, we've seen that the country has not been able to generate enough foreign exchange to support the Naira, and that's why it has been falling in the foreign exchange market. So the industrial policy of Lagos as the most active commercial city in the state is to drive the economy towards being of a wider base with multi-product, and that is basically what we try to do with the SMEs, with the larger operators in the free zone. If you go to the Lekki free zone, which is our major effort in transforming the Nigerian economy, you will see quite a lot of work being done there. Whether you talk of the U-long pipes, doing the steel pipes for various sectors of the economy, particularly the oil sector, and various operators in that place. The drive is to create another viable source of revenue, forex revenue, for the Nigerian economy, so that we don't depend solely on oil. So that is the drive of our economic policy.
Interesting. How far do you think your ministry, has gone with the development of industrial parks and enterprise zones in Lagos State?
Yes, we have an industrial park in Agemowo, as I've said. We have an enterprise zone also in Otuawori, both in Badagry division. In Lekki, we have an industrial park in Igbonla. We have an enterprise zone in Ibeju. In Ikorodu, we have an industrial park in Imota, and enterprise zone in Berigbe. So in these 3 divisions, we have 1 industrial park each, 1 enterprise zone. The difference between industrial park and enterprise zone is just on the magnitude of business. Is it the micro? Is it the small or the medium enterprises? So the medium entrepreneurs will go to the industrial park, while the smaller one go to the enterprise zone. So we have those centers, and we've been working assiduously to get them developed. Like in the Berigbe enterprise zone, we are in collaboration with UNIDO to put in place a fashion hub and an academy for fashion, where people can come in and do various things with fashion, producing. Is it art? Is it clothing? Is it customized uniforms? Various things there in partnership with UNIDO. We are doing it at the enterprise zone in Berigbe. In Ikorodu, we are creating a light industry cluster in Ikorodu for the entrepreneurs there. And in Agemo, there's somebody who has had experience in the shoe making industry in Italy. He has come to talk to us, and he has seen Agemo. He wants to set up, with his experience in Italy, he wants to set up a shoe and leather bag making factory there in Agemo in Badagry. And you know that in Badagry axis we a port, a deep sea port, and free zone is coming up. So the development of that industrial park is going to complement the ports and create a kind of boost for the economy of that axis.
Let's look at the Lekki Free Trade Zone. What is the latest when we want to look at compensation for the affected communities at the Free Trade Zone?
Yes, thank you. We've gone very fast on that, very far, and we are moving fast to ensure that virtually all the communities that are affected by the free zone project are compensated. We divided it into parcels A and B with 4 quadrants: northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast quadrants, and the various communities: coastal, lagoon, Yeguda, Abomiti, and the Ekpe United. Then we have the airport zone, where some communities are also there. So we've paid quite a lot of money to the various communities there. And late last year, over 740 million naira were paid to communities of Yeguda, Abomiti, so that all the issues about compensation will be brought to logical conclusion, and the payment is almost concluded. We developed a template which the communities and us here in government looked at, and we came to a consensus on the modus operandi of doing the compensation, and this has been done, and we followed it up with the establishment of the resettlement committees, of which the members of the communities elected the people that are on the committee, so that as we are compensating them, then we put them into the picture of the investor that is coming in, and MOUs are being packaged so that the investors that come in will be in that community. Then there are CSR, corporate social responsibility issues, which the communities will expect from the investor. So all this we have done, and that is why we have absolute peace in that area. And the people are cooperating very much with us. They are happy with the investment that is going on there, because it's an avenue for employment for the immediate environment for people of that area, and it will also open up the place and create an economic boost for them there.
Let's also look at the projects, the ongoing projects there. What is the state of the ongoing projects at the free trade zone?
All the projects there, if you go to the free zone there, the work is going on there 24/7. The free zone itself is a large place, about 16,450 hectares of land, and you have the Chinese that are in partnership with the Lagos state government, operating within 3,000 hectares of land there. We call that place the Lekki Free Zone Development Company. That is the company of which the Chinese have 60%, Lagos State has 40%. Then in that corridor you have the Dangote Industries investment. It's a multi-investment project. The refinery, the petrochemical plant, and the fertilizer plant, they are also working 24 hours, 24/7 there. Then we have the deep sea port also in that corridor, which is aimed at creating a deep sea port for heavy ships, and to take off the pressure from Papa ports, which, as we all know, is heavily congested. So there is a lot of work going on in the free zone, and by the time we are looking at from the end of this year to the first quarter of next year, for many of the companies there to go full stream. For instance, the Dangote refinery project, when it comes on stream, it's going to be refining 650,000 barrels of oil per day. When you look at this figure compared to the total installed capacity of all the 4 refineries that we have currently, situated in Warri, Kaduna, and the 2 in Port Harcourt axis, the total combined installed capacity of the 4 is 445,000 barrels per day, which is lower than compared to what Dangote refinery will be coming up with, 650,000 barrels per day. So it is going to be a major solution to the availability of petrol PMS for us, because currently a huge percentage of the PMS that we use in Nigeria now is imported. They export the crude to the various countries. They are refined there, then we bring them in. So with the Dangote projects coming on stream, it's going to be a major solution.
We'll bring you the concluding part of that interview with the Honorable Commissioner for Commerce and Industry in Lagos. Do send us your views and comments to the social media platforms right there on your screen. I am Tolu Ajayi. See you next time.